Hello, welcome to the show. Most businesses, as you know, don't have a lead problem. Most businesses don't have a lead problem. They actually have a follow up problem. A lead downloads your free guide, you watch a webinar, they watch one of your webinars, maybe they even visit your checkout page, and then nothing. No follow up, no abandoned cart recovery, no order bump sequence, no upsell, no appointment booking, no sales process, no pipeline movement. And some of these words might be jargon to you, but as a business owner, you're wondering why these leads that you're generating are not generating any sales. And here's the reality, because you don't have systems in place like this. Leads don't just become customers without a system. It's the system that actually turns it into a buying customer. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you on how to build today in today's video, because we're going to actually create a complete customer journey inside of Go High Level or HighLevel, from the lead magnet to the nurture sequence, the low ticket offer, an order bump, upsells, abandoned cart, the pipeline automation, the appointment booking to get them on a call if you're going to sell a high ticket offer, and actually onboard them as a client, as a high paying client. You want to have that experience. And if you're expecting to pay to receive top dollar, they're expecting to have a valid and a beautiful customer experience so that they're happy with the sale. By the end of this training, you're going to understand exactly how all these pieces work together so that you can build it for yourself or for your clients. Now, if we've never met before, my name is Stacia Liu, and I am a Go High Level certified admin and systems integrator, and I've helped business owners automate their sales and marketing systems over the last decade, 2 decades actually, but with this particular software over the last 5 years, helping business owners generate 5, 6 figures, even 7 figures, implementing high level systems and automations. And before we jump in, this video is actually sponsored by HL Pro Tools. If you're building an agency and offering SaaS or white label support for your clients because you're a one-man show, check out the link in the description. They've helped thousands of agency owners with support, white labeling support on their behalf, onboarding, snapshots, scaling, representing you to be able to, support your clients 24/7. So now do me a favor, and comment below, workflow below in this comment, in the comment of this YouTube video, if you're watching over on YouTube. And because at the end of this video, I'm going to show you the exact pipeline stages that I use to build a system. And we're going to jump right in. If you want access to just basically download the whole thing, not having to watch this whole video, then you can also comment below, get access to my group, my community, and be able to see how that works and get basically the entire template downloaded into your high level account, and get your free trial, of course, because if you're not even on high level, what are we doing here? You need to get your free trial so you can follow along. So right now we're going to start with the customer journey, because before we even touch a workflow, before you even touch a trigger, before you even touch a funnel, which one of my really good friends here, he started selling, which is, I'm really proud of him. He started selling, but he started with the funnel and did not map out this whole customer journey. Kind of had an idea, but we want to map out the entire customer journey, because most people build their workflows backwards. They start with the automation or the funnel, and now they're scrambling here. So we got to have a system in place to be able to capture these leads and then put them through the journey. And so I'm going to show you on my screen. I kind of put together a little diagram for you so that we can understand this whole process. You might have heard of something called a lead magnet, right? They send like it's the entry point, right? It's a free resource, and you capture, their attention, your prospect's attention, and it builds your email list. Everybody needs to have an email list, right? And this is where strangers become a lead, right? So this is the lead magnet right here. Strangers become a lead. And they opt in, and they give you, in exchange for, instead of money, sometimes if you're selling something for free, you are you're getting their name and email address is the exchange. That's the money right there, right here. And then they opt in and they get your thank you page right here. So it's a confirmation. Here's your free thing. They opt in, and immediately you start to warm up that prospect at the top of your funnel. This is the first impression, and this is where it counts, right? They opt in, they go to your thank you page, and this warms up the lead for you. So maybe you have a video on that page. Maybe you are confirming, here's your download, blah, blah, blah. And then they may also get a advertisement for your low ticket offer. This is your trust builder offer, right? So the first time you offering them some kind of low ticket entry point, this is something to help, build that trust for you between you and your prospect. Not really a full revenue play, because you're going to spend, some money on ads or the effort to sell this low ticket offer. So you're just basically breaking even. But this filters out people from who are browsing and people who actually open up their wallet and open their credit card and put in their information, because you've built trust with them now. They want to learn from you what you have to offer, right? And so an order bump would be something in addition that matches that main offer that they can add on to their cart, right? And typically it's a complimentary resource or a tool that goes with the main trust builder offer. And then an upsell, or what they call an OTO, which maximizes the transaction, and another, basically not really a bump, but again, an upsell to something else that's also complimentary. And maybe there's, maybe it's around $300, $400, $500. And you can present them immediately, where they can basically, they don't even have to open their credit card again. They can just add on that to the upsell, right? Then we're going to move them into a pipeline, right? So in the pipeline inside a HighLevel, you get everything integrated inside of this CRM, right? So you're collecting now their name, email address, you're collecting their credit card information if they're purchasing something, and then you move them through a pipeline inside of HighLevel. You also get access to a pipeline to be able to move someone from new lead to purchase to maybe they didn't go through the sale, but these are opportunities to be able to see where they came through into your funnel. But again, it's something called a pipeline, so you can be able to organize your leads, follow up with them, have automations run based on what stage they are in the sales pipeline. So right next to it's kind of light here, but I should make this a little bit brighter. You have text messages and emails and AI that can actually also pick up where they are in the funnel, where we put them into the stage of the selling process, and then follow up based on where they're at, right? And then the next thing is appointments, right? So at this point, we're going to maybe even try to get them to book a call. Let's try to make it smaller. I'm going to make it bigger again. And this is where the AI can also help you book the appointment, move them to that stage of the sales process automatically. And maybe they book a discovery call, or you're offering some kind of strategy session in one of the purchases. And then from there, they get sold, or you can sell them to find out whether they're a good fit for your program, and then basically sell them your, high ticket offer between 3 to 10K. So as you've built know, like, and trust, as they opt into your freebie, purchase some of your products, and then move them up to the high ticket offer, then they become a client, and then you close the sale, right? So that's when you can, once they purchase and you can onboard them, that's a whole nother system as well, that you move them through the stages of the buying process. So every automation you build should support one of these steps. And if you don't know where you don't know where people are coming from or talking to people, your automations become so random. I just had a friend of mine who came into our coaching program. I have a Q&A Tuesday, and he, I'm so proud of, they actually even made the offer to put up an ad and sell his product. But the thing he was missing here is the actual sales process after that, to sell them into booking a call or selling them another offer, Once a buyer is a buyer is a buyer, so you need to make sure you have these automations in place, because they'll forget about you or they'll lose momentum. So every automation you build, everything that you set up needs to follow up with the lead. Once they become a lead, the time is ticking. It's a ticking time bomb. If you don't have these systems in place, you're losing money, you're leaving money on the table. Your automations become random and it stops, or they forget about you. Then like, you want to make sure that this whole process is set up before you start selling something. So the question isn't what workflow should I build. The question is, what should happen next? Now that they purchase the product, now what do we need to do next? And that is the great thing about what automation does, or how it works, is that before we start selling something, before we start creating a workflow, let's also start working on the sales pipeline. Where do we put them? What stages should we have? And that's where a lot of people get confused, or like they don't know where to even start, as far as the workflows, is not having the pipeline in place. So let me actually move my screen over here. I'm going to show you how to start, or how to build a pipeline in HighLevel. So let me share my screen. Actually, I'm going to share my whole screen. Move this over here. It's a little smaller. Okay, so it's very simple, and excuse my messy desk. Let me go over here. Let me so you can see the whole thing here. Then we have to make it bigger. All right. So here is HighLevel. We have, I'm in the automation section, but we're going to go to opportunities, which also has the pipeline area. And you can have multiple pipelines. It's just that we're going to make it so I'm going to make a new one. So I'm going to go over here and click new pipeline. And we're going to have a few different stages. So we're going to say the ultimate sales pipeline. First thing that we're going to do here is we're going to have a new lead, right? So we have a new lead, and then someone also, you can have a trigger in that email that the lead magnet was downloaded. So we can put lead magnet downloaded. And what I mean by trigger, there is also in the email, you can have a specific link, which I can show you later, that will let us know if they actually downloaded the lead magnet. So it's one thing to, I don't know how many times you opted into something and then not downloaded the thing. So we can actually track a lot of these performance indicators to know how serious they are as a lead, right? So I'm going to change that one. And then we're going to put the next one, we're going to say engaged. And the next one, we're going to say low ticket purchased. So if someone purchased, they're also, as they go through this funnel, we're going to see how serious they are, right? Of being able to be a higher ticket or quality prospect, right? Order bump purchased. And so we can have a stage for each one of the upsell purchased, the buying process, right? So appointment booked and appointment showed, or maybe you can say follow-up, appointment showed. And maybe at this point, they showed, but we're going to send them a nurture email sequence, right? So we can say that, and then / follow-up, something like that. You can name it however you want. And then we're going to say proposal sent. Maybe you're consulting and you sent them a proposal, and then you need to follow up. And then you can have a won stage and then also a lost stage, right? Oh, and then you can also have long-term nurture. So Now, here's why this matters. Their workflow is actually what we're going to create later. This is the sales pipeline, but the workflow part that I wanted to focus on this video today, and why this all matters, that we have these stages in place in the pipeline, is that we're going to be moving the prospect through these different stages and an opportunity automatically with our workflow. So there's no spreadsheets, there's no guessing. I've actually seen people like, oh, well, can you send it to a spreadsheet? Why? You have this entire system here. So this is a very simple pipeline here, but the one that we just made here has all of the ones that we just talked about here. So let me make this a little bit smaller again. And it's going to move them through the different stages. No manual updates. The system is going to tell, the system's going to tell itself where to move them. and it'll tell you as you go in there and look like, oh, okay, all of these customers bought the order bump, or these customers bought the low ticket item. And it's going to make a lot of sense when you put it all together. So because we're just getting started, I wanted to show you how to build out the pipeline first. So let's go to automations. In automations, I have these automations already built for you, and I can show you how I built them. We're going to go through the free lead magnet. And then also, if you're going to do this from scratch, I have this right here. Let's see if I can open it up. I wrote out this awesome Notion guide for you as like a standard operating procedures. Let me move this over here so you can see it. So the first workflow is the freebie delivery, the lead magnet that I talked to you about. So the first one is that they fill out a form, right? So this trigger right here is a form is submitted, and then you would have to have this form built inside a HighLevel. So you trigger what form that is. And so we have a lead capture form here. I'm going to save that. So they fill out the form, like it's on maybe on a website somewhere, or you can go to sites and forms, build out a form for your lead magnet. You build a funnel, and that if you need help with that, that's going to be a whole nother video. But we're talking about workflows. So I like traditionally to have the first part of the automation to have a tag. So we know, like, okay, they filled out this form and we're going to tag it freebie requested. So they like landed, or you can name it whatever you want. They signed up for lead magnet number 1 or whatever. You can tag it so you know which lead magnet they downloaded or opted in for. Then they're going to get an email. Then it's going to wait 5 minutes. And then I want to text them. And so I have some, basically a template in here that you can just change it out. And this Notion board basically tells you what's also in here in these workflows that you can edit. Then it waits 24 hours and sends another email. You can obviously keep going down the rabbit hole basically and keep sending them more and more and more follow-ups, making sure that they got their free thing, and then send them to buy your product or whatever. And then down here on the right hand side of my screen, I have the Notion board where you can use this prompt to write out these emails and the text message follow-ups. So I have the basic template of what I would put in these emails and text messages, and then the prompt for ChatGPT or Claude. You can just grab that, insert and follow the instruction here to, of course, like follow up, fill in the blanks of like what your product is, the freebie, the main, who the audience is for, what the product is for, the prospect, and what you're trying to sell in this lead magnet, and then drop that in ChatGPT. HighLevel, though, also, I guess I'm skipping because I'm kind of old school. I've just been using all the different language models. But inside of HighLevel, you could actually click write with AI and have it write it inside of HighLevel. It just does cost the like extra credits and things. I don't really even know, but like I'm just so used to having all of my stuff trained in Claude or ChatGPT. So I would just, use what I've been using and drop it in here. But HighLevel also does have it inside of the system where it'll write your emails for you, even the subject line and everything. So there's so much stuff that's already included inside of HighLevel. Second thing, when someone opts into your lead magnet, they are presented the follow-ups with the bump. They're presented the purchase to buy that low ticket offer, the $27 thing. But then if they don't buy it within the next hour or so, right? Like, I want to make sure that we follow up, like, hey, all good. Like, did you see the thing? Blah, blah, blah. So I have another workflow number 2, that is the abandoned cart offer, like follow up. So it's going to wait here. So all the leads, like, it's going to wait to see, like, did they buy the thing? And then the third workflow is they purchased. Once they purchase, when you look at the purchase workflow and go down, this is all the follow-ups for the abandoned cart. If they're sitting in that workflow in abandoned cart number 2 and they didn't purchase, then it's going to keep going down this line of sending them emails, wait a day, send them another email, wait a day, send them another email, to pushing them to that main offer, right? And then I have the prompt right here as well. And if they do buy, if you look at workflow number 3, the trigger is going to be, and this is actually really important because there's 2 like purchase order, like, is the trigger is order form submitted. So let me show you. So this one actually has it by the tag, but let's just say, let me go to add new order form submission, and then there's order form submitted. And let me show you why I'm showing you both of these, because order form submission and order submitted, there's actually 2 different ones, and it gets confusing. Like, which one do we use? The one that you're going to want to use is order form order submitted. Sorry, order submitted. Like, I think I forgot to update it here. So if you do order submitted and then the product, and then is whatever your product is, and then, because you don't, the other one, let's see, they changed it again, get you all confused. Wait, click cancel order submission. I don't know if I have any product. Oh, this is a demo one. Sorry. So order form submission. I got to change this. Let's do it right now. Like, I thought I changed it, and then maybe they changed it back. So purchase order form submission. All right. Okay, let's see if that saves it. So order form submissions in the funnel of the website. I don't know if it saved it. Save. And then sale. So funnel, and then the submission type is sale. So I don't have any funnels on here, so that's not letting me do it exactly correct. But when you follow along on the Notion template here, order form submitted or submission, and then you pick the funnel, and then it's a sale. Once that person purchases, then we're going to remove them from the abandoned cart. And we want to remove them from and remove the tag, because we're also going to be tagged right here, abandoned main offer. So we're going to remove the tag that they're abandoned offer, and then it's going to, let me go back to the abandoned cart. We want to actually, I'm adding another workflow to remove them from the abandoned cart follow-up. So actually, let me go back to number 3. I'm going to add remove from workflow. So we're going to remove this from the abandoned cart offer, so they don't keep getting emails. They're going to get a bunch of emails saying, like, hey, you didn't buy the thing, like da 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 da. So once they purchase, they're going to be removed from that workflow. Removed from, I call ABC, which is abandoned cart workflow. I'll add that to the template. Okay. So we're going to remove the tag. We're going to remove them from the workflow. I might have had this tag because I probably is there's a removal by the tag anyway. So they purchase, they get an email and then a text message. They should actually have a tag that they bought this product. So add a tag, purchased, main offer. Let's see if I have a tag. Purchased. Funnel, no purchase. We see purchase, downsell. We should have purchase, main offer. Main offer. All right. So purchase, main offer. So they get tagged purchase main offer. They get the tag abandoned main offer removed from that workflow. And then they get their welcome email and the text message. I personally like when I buy something, I like the confirmation because maybe I typed in my email wrong. And I like having the confirmation saying like I should have this thing, right? So I should check my email, like check your inbox for details. And then again, the prompt here to write all of the text message and the welcome email here, right here. The workflow number 4 is they purchase the bump too now. So they purchase the main offer and then they're going to go through workflow number 4, which is the bump offer. So we want to give them also, if you have a membership or you're, giving them access to something, you also want to grant them the offer too as well. I didn't put that in the main offer here, but the next one is the bump. So if they bought the bump, then this is also going to trigger, and the trigger should be the same thing, like order form, submission, funnel, and then the bump. So this one is by a tag, but we're going to go add new trigger, order form submission, and it's going to be in a funnel, and you pick the funnel, and then this one should drop down another filter, submission type, and then it'll be the bump, right? So submission type bump. Again, making sure it's clear because I don't have a funnel in here. I need to add a funnel in here. That it's going to be by funnel, in a funnel, and then you pick the funnel, and then you can add another filter by the sale of the bump offer. Okay. And then you're going to add the tag, add contact tag, and then they purchase the bump. Okay, I'm surprised I don't have all this in this particular demo one. I must have not finished it. Well, now we're doing it. Okay, so we got the tag they purchased, and then they get their bonus email of like what they got in the bump. So, or what they purchased for that bump offer. Another thing we could do as well too is if you got my other ultimate snapshot, if they purchased, maybe they're going through the other pipeline and they're getting tagged that, and then so that maybe another reason why, because I haven't been in here in a while, why these triggers are set with the tag. So if they are set with the tag, then if there's another workflow that already has that they get tagged this, or maybe you just tag the contact, then let's see. Well, this is not working here. Let's go contact tag. If they tag added is the upsell, you can just, if you're giving it away for free or they purchased on another software or whatever, you can just tag them and they automatically get added to this workflow. So they get the email, and then if they didn't get the tag, you want to add that in there too. So we're going to put add tag. And this was for the upsell. And then this action name, I always try to add what the action is so that at a glance, I can look at it and be like, okay, there, that's add a tag, that's what it's doing there, the action, and then they get an email. So we got the purchase, the bump, the upsell, the downsell, same thing, and then the prompt here. And then the last workflow I have is they declined all the offers. Maybe they just went through, they bought your free thing, and they didn't take on any of the other things. So when they don't do that, right, there's going to be no purchase, and then they get follow-up emails. Oops. In this case, they're going to get an email back to back to back. We don't want that. We want to actually do a wait step. So they get the first email, and then we're going to wait a day. And they have a new, I want to stop here. They have a new visual of these wait steps. So you can do it based on different actions, but we're just going to wait for a time period. Wait 1 day. And then send another email. And then you can write the action name here. Wait 1 day. And then to make things a little easier, I can click on these 3 dots and click copy action and paste it in between, paste below these emails. So hover over the plus button and just paste it there. So now there's an email in between all of those follow-up emails. All right. So we've updated all of these workflows. Oh, then actually what I noticed that was missing in here. So this is just all the workflows, but if we wanted to move them, let's say they purchased the main offer and we want to actually add them to those stages that we talked about in the pipeline, we're going to click on the plus button and I'm going to put pipeline or update opportunity. So update opportunity, create/update opportunity. And then we can pick the pipeline that we made, the ultimate sales pipeline, and we're going to put them in this one, the low ticket purchase. They purchased that main offer. The opportunity name, I can put their full name as the opportunity name. If you want to add in like where the source, the status is going to be open, or it will be really kind of one, but we're open. I'm going to leave it open actually, because we want them to go through the funnel and buy the other products and then eventually upgrade to the main program or the high ticket program, right? So each of these levels are different workflows based on what they purchased. We can create a pipeline here and move them into that pipeline. Or I'm sorry, not that one, and move them into the specific stage of the pipeline. That's right. Awesome. So that is a lot to chew on there. We've created a sales pipeline. Now we've created automations for each part of the purchase and moving them into the part of the opportunity. And the next part, what we're going to do here is it goes in really like more in depth of like, and that's why I created that Notions page, because each step you're going to want to add in additional things like internal notifications when they purchased, or, you know, add more case studies and follow-ups and get more detailed in your follow-ups to get them to move from maybe they just bought the main offer, maybe they just bought the main offer and the upsell, or maybe they just bought the bump and didn't upgrade to the upsell. Maybe they didn't book appointment after all of that, right? So in the nurture sequence, we might want to send them a whole bunch of follow-ups after they purchased this product to book a call. And then once they book a call in that workflow, there's more automations, like sending them an appointment reminder, a 24-hour reminder, 1 hour reminder, if they cancel the call, like an automation for that too. Then there's an automation for the client onboarding. So now that they booked the call, maybe they talk to you or your sales team and you want to send them a whole nother nurture sequence if they didn't buy on the call. and more and more. So I know this video is getting really, really long, and I want to make sure that you, go through those steps. And if you want access to that snapshot where I'm going to save this as a template so that you can download it right into your account, follow along on the Notion template, the standard operating procedures, and just all you have to do is basically update the emails based on your product that you're selling, the product or your service that you're selling, um, and and create the funnel for that too. So that'll be another follow-up video inside of my community. If you want access to all my funnels, my bonuses, this snapshot as a template to download right into your account, comment below or click the link in the description below. Get your free 30-day trial with my link. Then you'll get access to unlock all of the other bonuses and the premium membership inside of my community where you can get coaching, and I'll walk you through step by step how to customize this for your business or for your agency. So let me recap what we did today here. We just built a lead magnet workflow, a follow-up series to that when they opt in and get your funnel or get your lead magnet, the workflow for the low ticket main offer, the order bump, the upsell, the abandoned cart, and then also removing them from the abandoned cart once they actually buy the products, right? Because we don't want to keep bothering them like, hey, did you miss the thing, and then moving them from whatever stage that they bought to the part of the stage in the pipeline. So now you have your salespeople that can go back through and follow up with them based on where they are in your funnel, right? And then get them to book a call, and then get them to actually, move into whether if they're a good fit after your call, we can actually have, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, a form where you fill out and then send out a actual customized, personalized nurture sequence based on your conversation, and take your transcript of your whole call plus the call to action that you want them to take and import it into your follow-up form as a internal process, and it'll automatically send them emails. So that's a whole nother video in the ultimate snapshot that I give to my community who sign up with my link. So as a bonus, you'll get access to that too. So this is an entire customer acquisition system. And when you build this correctly, no lead gets left behind. So if you, again, like access to the snapshot, the exact snapshot, the pipeline, the workflows, the sales agent, also the simple onboarding process to just basically train your AI agent to be able to convert those calls or those prospects into a booked appointment for you with the tutorials. Check out the link in the description. DM me if you don't see it. And if you're ready to get started with your own HighLevel account, you get access to the 30-day free trial, access to my community, so you can jump on our Q&A sessions, and I'm here to help you. I'm so excited for you. So create your follow-up series based on what I just shared with you. And again, just you want to cut the whole learning curve, just grab your free trial and sign up with my link so you can get access to my mentorship. Again, there's so many different ways that you can build this, but I've been able to figure out how it would be the easiest and fastest to make it so that it's less confusing, even though it probably sounds like it's super confusing right now. But once you import these templates, it makes it so much easier. And I am so excited to walk you through the system. So exactly how to build every one of these workflows step by step. And even sometimes I forget. So that's why I had to write it out, and I like to see it like built out in a form so that I can basically import this into every client's account as well too. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next training. Much love and aloha, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye.